All right, dear friends, welcome back to our journey of pen testing. The machine I'm going to do together with you would be OSCP. This machine is not all hard. Of course, I don't think we should always seek harder ones, right? So without further ado, let's just get started. We can switch over to the Kali Linux VM. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be netdiscover. As you can see, I use the option, the I, to specify the interface. And the netdiscover utility will use this interface to send packets to the network and wait for response from the machines. And so by this way, we can confirm, or netdiscover can confirm which machine is online or offline. Okay, so now we can go on. As you can see over here, the IP address of the target could be recognized as 10.10.10.140. So what are we going to do next? We need to do the port and the surface scanning with a map. To save time, I've already completed before. So at this moment, we just get out its result. So as you can see over here, I used the options like a scene scan, the virtual scan, the default script scan, followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. Of course, in this case, this option is not very important. But when we do the CTF-like machines, these options is always should be put in here. And the last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. So from the Nmap scanning, we can tell that the target has 1, 2, 3 open port numbers. The first one is 22, which is running SSH surface, and also the version information. Of course, I don't think we can find any vulnerability for this specific version of OpenSSH. And the next one is 80, which is running HTTP surface, and also the version information. And also from its default script scanning, we can tell that the target has robots file available which contains one disallowed entry. And afterwards, we can check it out manually, and also give us the CMS information, WordPress, and the version. And the last open port number is for the MySQL service. So what we are going to do next, just I mentioned in the other videos, I think first of all we need to check whether the MySQL service is vulnerable to the weak credential vulnerability. So we can use MySQL to connect to the target. And the password should be root. However, we got the error, cannot connect to the local server. Alright, so what we are going to do next, we need to start our immersion with HTTP surface, both manually and automatically. Let's launch our browser or Firefox to do the manual immersion first. And I think I need to close up the history tabs first. Sorry about that. And we can put the IP address of the target. And here, yeah, we got the just another WordPress site. And here some information left by the author. So I think this is another reason why I call it this machine is not all hard, because here, as you can see here, over here, the author even told us the username. The username is this one. So maybe we can copy and paste over notebook. Okay, so Also, we can check its source code to see whether that we can find something interesting from its source code. As you know, source code is sometimes gold mine for pen tester, but in this case, nothing like that we can get. So next, we need to check the robots file. Of course, just now from the mmap, we have already know that the target has robots file. Now we want to retrieve this robots file. Even we got something interesting, right? And it looks like this is encoded. And at the end, you can see double equals sign or symbols. So maybe we can tell that this file contains some base64 encoded message. So we can use command line to decode tunnel to base64. Yeah, we are correct. Actually, from the header and also the end part, we can know that this is the private key. Okay, and we can save or redirect to the file. For example, like we can call it private key, and we can carry out the private key, no problem. So just now we have already know that the target has one normal user, only one normal user. So I think there is almost 100% that this private key is owned by this user or SCP. So how to connect before we can use or before we SSH to the target? I think it would be best practice to change the permission for the private key. Change mode for 00 or read only a permission for the private key, and then we can SSH with the option of I and private key and then username and followed by the IP address of the target. Alright, we are logged in successfully without problem, right? So this is not so hard anyway. And next we need to do some local immersion. For example, here we need to, first of all, so how to make local immersion? I advise you do like this way. For example, first of all, we need to check the ID, and next we need to check the bash history file, and then next we need to check the kernel, and next we need to check the sudo to see whether the current user can run sudo, and next we need to look for the SUID binary. Okay, and next we need to navigate some directories or locations. Okay, directories. Okay, so let's show you in action. First of all, we can check the ID. So now, as you can see, this user belong to different groups like OSCP, admin, and also the sudo. Interesting, right? Wonderful. So maybe this user can run sudo and also the LXD. Sometimes we can utilize the LXD to elevate the privilege. So now we can put the membership, sudo, and OXD. Okay. Next, I think we can check the kernel. This kernel is not very old. We must admit, right? Although we can use, for example, we can open up the tab and we can use such a sprite kernel, and the kernel is 5.4. Okay, although there's some some kernels exploit available there, but kernel exploitation is always almost the last choice to try. Okay, and so next we need to check the sudo to see whether the current user. However, at this moment we do not have a password for this user, right? So we just try some anything as password to. Okay, so next I think we need to check or we need to find or look for the binaries which have SUID bit. So now we can use find with perm option and for 00, and of course I just want to be focused on the file rather than directory, right? And we can redirect all error to null or black hole of the system. A lot of output. I think I have already found this one. So I think the escalation would be so easy. We just use the bash with the option of the P. As you can see, we so the escalation is so easy, right? And now we can navigate to root directory to retrieve the final flag, okay, or the any flag, whatever. So before we go on, before I end this video, I'd like to, just now we have already know that this user or SCP belong to LXD, the LXD. So also we can use LXD to elevate the privilege. I think I have already demonstrated this technique for many times. So if you want, you can check out my videos. And also very important to subscribe to my channel so you will not miss any of my uploaded videos in the cybersecurity. Okay, so now I'd like to check whether we can utilize the LXD, but LXD, there is one precondition. We need to have the command LXC a command first, otherwise we cannot import image, we cannot do anything, right? So we can check whether LXC is there. However, LXC is not there. It means that this way will not work. Okay, so that's all I'd like to do in this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day. Please.